Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. So in the previous video we have seen how to test the pipe we have seen. We have written the strength pipe and also we have successfully written the test cases for all those things covering all the scenarios. Now we have a logger service also. We haven't written any specs for this one, right? Let's try to implement the test cases for this one also. So now as this logger service, if you try to see, so this doesn't have any dependencies. So that means this is isolated. So we can write the isolated unit test for this one. Let's try to remove the debugger. Okay. This constructor, I think there is no need of this constructor. So in order to demonstrate, we have written the constructor. So log, and let's assume that we have another method clear. And in this clear, what I need to do is, so I need to make this dot messages is equal to array. I need to clear out all the messages. That's it. So right now in this logger service, what is the thing we are having? So we are having a log message which pushes the message, whatever the message we are passing into this one, it will push it into the messages array. And we have a clear method and this will clear all the messages that are present in the messages array. So let's try to write the test cases for this logger service. And as I already told you that this is an isolated thing. This doesn't depend on any other service or any other class or anything. So this is individual and independent. So now we can write the isolated unit test for this one. So let's try to write describe, okay, logger service. So here I can take this one, okay. So first one, what I need to do is, it should, so first time when we instantiate this logger service, it should not have any messages. So this messages array should be empty. So let's try to check this one. So it should not have any messages at starting. Okay. So that's it, right? That's the thing. So now let's try to see. So I will be creating. So first one is an arrange. So we know that AAA pattern, right? So arrange means, so constant service is equal to new logger service. Okay. So this comes under this arrange and act. So this both comes under this arrange and act. Why? Because so there is no need to call this act and all those things. Now we need to check the asset. So asset, what I can do, expect, or otherwise what I can do is, so arrange and act also we can see that we can also write acting. So we need to check that let messages, or otherwise let count is equal to service dot messages dot count, right? That's it. So sorry, messages dot length, as this one is an array. So message, we got the count, and we need to check that let expect count to be 0. So the first time it should be 0. So we are maintaining the AAA pattern in a such a way that first we need to initialize the state, and next we need to do the necessary changes for this one act, and we need to check that the changes what we have did for this one, so whether the changes has been done or not. So let's expect of count to be 0. Now let's try to run this one, and if you try to check here, so where is this one? Yeah, logger service, it should not have any messages at starting. So fine, it's correct. Now what is the thing we need to do? So the second scenario is, so whenever we log a message into this one, so we need to check that whether the messages has been pushed or not into this messages array. We need to check the next scenario. Okay, let's go here. So now it should add the message when log is called. Okay. So now this one is a method. First one is arrange. So we need to arrange it. So what is that arrange? Constant service is equal to new logger service. So we have created a logger service. Okay. And next one is act. What is that act? So we need to push service.log of message. So I am pushing the message. Okay. So next, what is that one is? So I need to check asset. So what is that one? Expect services dot messages, services, not services, service dot messages dot length to be 1, right? It's correct, right? So now what we have did, we have instantiated the logger service. So we have arranged the scenarios and we are logging the message. So after logging the message, we need to check that services.message. So whatever the messages array we are having here, it should have one value. So that means the length should be 1. So this is the second one. So it should add the message when log message should add the message when log is called. Okay. Now if you try to see the output here, so it should add the message when log is called. So it got success. Now another scenario is in the log service only itself. So we have a clear method. So we need to write the test case for this clear method also. So now what is this clear method? So whenever this clear is called, it will clear the messages, right? So now let's go here. So it should clear all the messages when clear is called. Okay, that's it. Now the title is completed. Now first one is arrange. So here we need to call again the logger service. Okay, and next one is, so we need to call service.clear. Okay, service.clear, and next we need to check that. So here this one is an act, and here next one is an asset. So if you try to see this asset, and it should be 0. But here if you try to see the scenario, so we have created a logger service. So at the time of instantiate of the logger service, we know that the message count will be 0. But here we are doing, so service is new logger service, and we are immediately clearing all the messages. But at least this logger service, the messages should have at least one value, right? So then only we can clear it. So now let's try to check here. We will write first we will add some value. Okay, so this comes under the arrange itself. So here we can add something like message. Okay, so we have added a message. So this comes under this arrange thing. So we are creating an instantiate logger service and we are adding one message. Now this is the act. So clear it out. So by doing this act, so we need to check that what are the changes that has been done. So messages.length should be 0. So this is the thing. Now if you try to see the output, so this one also working, logger service. So it should clear all the messages when clear is called. So this is how we will be writing the code. So I have written the code in a triple pattern. So arrange, act and asset. So this one, if you try to see the test case, you will be able to understand that, okay, we have created the instantiated and we are getting the count of this one and we are checking like this. So here we are service, we have instantiated and we are logging the message and we need to check that whether the message's length by doing this log has been updated or not. So the count has been incremented or not, we are checking. So like this we can write it. So somebody can say, so this is the triple pattern. So some people will be very nice to follow. So if you try to understand, they will try to understand very easily this test case. Some people before that one we have learned about this one, right? So we are repeating this service, logger service and all those things in all the test cases. So if you want means, so this is also one type of scenario. If you want means, you can also move this one to this, to here into the beforeEach, so that this arrange will be moved to the beforeEach. So here I will be creating service of type logger service. Okay, and here I will create service is equal to new logger service. So this beforeEach method will be called all the time whenever before running the each test. So now you can remove this one. So I will be commenting out, so that here the service will be used by this beforeEach. So you not used by the beforeEach. So the service will be got from the beforeEach. Now here I can do this one also. I can comment out this one also. But here we need to keep the service.log. Why? Because we need to check the clear method whether it is working properly or not. If we push some value into this message, log message only, then only we can be able to check that the clear is working properly or not. So if I don't do this log message and if I try to run the clear, if I don't run the clear also, the message length will be 0 itself. So if we push some value into the messages area only, then when we run this clear, then we are able to understand that this length is 0 or not. then we will be able to we will be able to run the test correctly. So this is also another way. So what is the thing we have written? So we have moved the common code into the beforeEach. So that means the beforeEach will be taking care of instantiating the logger service, and creation of this logger service. After creation of this logger service, we are making use of this service for each test. And also we need to understand that the service, the instantiating service does not depend in all the test cases. Every time it is independent to each other. So this is how we will be writing the isolated unit test for the logger service. So hope you understood about this one. So arrange, act and the assert thing, AAA pattern, and also the beforeEach implementation also. These are all the things already we have learned in the previous videos. So but why I am telling you is, so in order to revise these all the things, how we can make use of all these things in the test. So I am telling you. So this is also one of the isolated unit test, how we can write the isolated unit test in a service. Hope you understood about this one. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.